What's happening, everybody? You know, the song kind of had me bobbing my head today. Hey, yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? I've been watching too much Martin. You know, that's what we're doing in COVID, doing all the Netflix and all the reruns on all your shows. Listen, let us know you are out there. Welcome again to this amazing Tuesday edition of COVID, More Than Just a Pandemic episode of Mental Health Matters with Marty. Again, for those of you who may not know, my name is Martinez Sellers, and I am your mental health hygienist. And I come to you live from Southern California, where the winds have finally died down. And y'all, I have electricity. I'm so happy about it. Wow. Because when those winds out here come, I'm on this path. The beautiful mountains are there. But when the wind comes, baby, everything is blown everywhere. But I'm just so glad that I don't have to worry about that, and we are back on track. So let us know you are there. Hope everyone is doing well. Hey, let us know where you're listening from tonight. Like and share. We had such an amazing show last week that we wanted to kind of do parenting part 2. Halloween's coming up. A lot of places, Beverly Hills out here in Cali says, listen, y'all do trick or treat at home. Don't knock on anyone's doors. If you knock on a door and we see you handing out candy, we're going to give you a fine in this. So, hey, we're just trying to be healthy, trying to be smart in everything that we do, y'all. And just want to make sure that everyone is good. So, listen, I'm seeing some trouble there logging on. I don't know why, but while you're out there, listen, let's go ahead and see how you're doing. People, I don't know. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that my stuff is going live because it's telling me that it's not. So, Thomas, you might be the only one going live right now, which is all good. Is that correct, Daryl? That is correct. I'm trying to correct it. But while you're out there, let's bring on my co-host, Thomas. But before you come on, listen, we're flying live tonight. This is all the idiosyncrasies that can happen. This show is not intended to replace the CDC, but we are here for educational purposes only. Educational purposes only. And definitely we want you to know that if you are having a psychiatric emergency or anything like that, please hang up, dial 911, go to your nearest platform, but we want you to go to your nearest hospital with that. So listen, let's bring on the co-host right now, Thomas Davis. What's going on? Quit laughing at me.
Good evening, guests. Good evening, Marty. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on? I'm trying to get all these things connected.
Yes,
I don't know what's going on tonight, but we are so glad to have you.
It's the pandemic, brother. That's all it is.
I
it's
hear
life.
you.
All is well, man. So how are you doing?
I can't complain, man. How are you doing?
I am well. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm excited for another part 2. I'm just excited. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand, man. Listen, excited. Tell us, how are things going out there in the DMV when it comes to school and everything else that's going on?
The rising cases has not prevented our schools from opening. The public school systems are still scheduled to open on November the 9th, and they are going to be operating under a hybrid schedule. And so we are still on board with going to school. The weather is okay. The numbers are going up, but we're still here and we're still glad to be alive. So we just happy to be here. And prayers to those who are suffering with this pandemic, who are losing loved ones. Our heart goes out to each and every one of you. And we're just here to just be here to support.
Yes, definitely. So I don't know what was going on, but I think I'm finally got all my
Yeah.
Listen, we might have to do another start. We had a false start there earlier, but we are live. Listen, let us know you are out there. Thomas, I was looking at some of the news and reading some of the latest statistics, and we are definitely experiencing an uptick.
Yes,
with everything that's going on. And you definitely are in the public health and public school and with school mantra and field. And they're now saying that kids are now the COVID rate of children getting it is definitely up to almost the upward end of 14%.
Correct.
Cases that's going on, and that's significant because remember when we started this, we thought kids could not get it, that they might just be asymptomatic and all these other things. Definitely seeing that is not true.
Correct.
How are you guys handling school in the DMV, or at least where you're at, and some of the trends that we're seeing?
Yes, so all we're doing is following what the CDC guidelines are stating with the social distancing. We have smaller classrooms. We have
Okay.
constant cleaning, constant spraying. We must wear a
Yes.
mask. Before we enter our buildings, we have to get our temperature checked, answer some basic questions. Have you been around someone that has had COVID? Have you
Yes.
traveled outside of the district? So we're doing things like that to just make sure that we're doing as much as we can as possible to keep our students and our staff and everyone safe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's so
been
true.
going, it's been going.
Good. Good. Good.
Luckily, we haven't
Jerron,
had any cases, so thank you
that's
for that.
good. Good. Yes, yes. Hey, Jerron, how you doing, man? Listen, and thank you. You know, for those who don't, I've been without power for about 36 hours out here as the
Wow.
winds, and Jerron was the first one to say, what's going on? You're doing good. So, y'all, we got power. Mama's at home cooking. Thank you, Jesus. So I can go home and get a good meal. Hey, but we had, oh my God, wasn't this show so amazing last week?
Yes. Can I tell you, audience, Marty and I went through every single comment, and we were
Yes.
just amazed by the outpour of each and every one of our listening audiences. And we truly appreciate every one of you all who logged in, who shared it, who tagged people, who gave honest feedback. And we just want you all to continue to do this. So thank you so much for being a huge fan of ours. We love it.
Yes.
Yes.
And one of the things we definitely talked about was getting our kids connected to the right therapist.
Yes.
And even getting our parents connected to the right therapist, and how we get these services to our children, vice versa, all these definitely things. So if you are still in need and you're definitely looking, listen, inbox us, put a comment out there. We'll definitely make sure I make Thomas work on it and get on all of that. But
no problem, sir.
Yes, we want to make sure that you are definitely being seen and everything like that. Mr. Danny Ross, how are you, my brother? Listen, now that is the expert himself. We got to have him on and talk about this grief and what's going on, grief and COVID. And shout out to Danny too, because he is about to drop a book this coming Friday.
Congratulations, Danny. Congratulations.
Yes. And it's messages, the messages we carry, and with a great message written specifically for Black men, but it can definitely cross all sex, generations, and definitely cultural diversities. But listen, he's got some great work out there. Yes, awesome. Danny, we got to have you on here soon. Messages We Carry is a dynamic book, and Danny himself is going to be doing a launch party of his book this coming Friday. So if you're not doing anything, join us back here. I'm going to be hosting that this coming Friday. So excited about that with Danny Ross, Messages We Carry, dynamic book, dynamic launch party. So we're excited about that. But listen, I don't want to do all this talking. Hey, Annette, what's going on, darling? How you being? Listen, I want to first bring on, she's back in the background laughing at me because I used her word with this. She is just not even just a great mentor. She and her family have become just like part of my family. And it's such a joy when people you meet, it goes past just a business relationship, but they become family, especially during this pandemic, who's checking up on you, making sure. When I caught COVID, she was like, what's going on? You didn't tell me, like a sister who's just mad at you and everything. But I want to bring to Mental Health Matters, coming back for the second week because she's so dynamic, Miss none other than Portia Scott and Portia Scott Media.
Hello, darling.
Hey.
Hello, darling. How are you?
How are you guys? Thank you so much for having me back.
Yes.
Listen, we could not even, Thomas and I were just talking about it all week, how amazing you are, and just the dynamics that you and the Dolphins brought to the show last night, sharing the dynamics that you're going with having two homeschool kids, one who's an extrovert, one who's an introvert, with that. Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey, and Marty, if I may,
Please.
To our listening audience, what you see on live camera is who she is off camera.
I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know.
No. Portia has amazing energy.
Yes.
She cares about people. She has a giving heart. And I tell you, we have to connect with people that care about us like we care about ourselves. So thank you, Portia.
Thank you guys are too kind. Hello, darling. I saw Val say hello.
And I love that. That's just who Portia is.
Yes.
With that. Listen, hello, Sister Portia.
Hello, Jerron.
Yes, everyone loves you and everything. Wait a minute, but this background is not what you had last week. What's up with that?
It's not. So it's so funny because we're talking about COVID-19 and parenting. So my husband and I decided to get a cabin to bring the kids up. So we're kind of on a sabbatical. I like to call it sabbatical adjacent, because what we're doing is just carving out that intentional time to rest, to have peace, to have some family time. So that's why the background, I wish this was our normal background. You can see the mountains when it is light out, but yeah, that's what's going on.
I absolutely look, Thomas, we are going up to go hang out with the Scots in the mountains.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
I love that, because you are now giving people other ideas. Since we're at home, we could do an Airbnb. We could do something else to help change the environment and still, kids, you're still going to school. Mommy and daddy still working. We got a little bit of change in environment, and we might do a little bit of sabbatical in there, but that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, listen, book the trip.
Book the trip.
Hey, John, how you doing, John?
I know that's right, John. Listen, we all gonna book the trip. I want to bring to the stage too, none other than my best friend. We've been best friends forever. And you know, he was Rasta GT with all the dreads and everything. But you know, we rocking our ball heads now with that. None other than Stephen Dolphin. Come on, Steve.
Hey, family.
What's up now?
How's it going?
How you feeling?
No, feeling great.
Good. We know you're -1 tonight, but definitely we hope Michelle is feeling better and getting some rest.
Absolutely.
Good. How's your week been? Talk to us. How you been?
Busy. Actually, right now, Orange County is in the middle of a firestorm, and Michelle's family lives in Irvine, so they were evacuated yesterday. So everyone was here, and staying overnight and that kind of thing. So definitely keep them in prayer.
Yes.
So a lot of them still here, and they're trying to adjust, and it was pretty scary on their part until we were the mere fact of they couldn't get to the house. I mean, if they were at home, they had like literally 10 minutes to go grab some overnight bag and get out and get on the roads, and traffic was crazy, and big ordeal of dealing with that. And then of course the winds exacerbates everything, makes everything worse, and feeds and fuels the fire. And you have those mountainsides out there with a super dry brush, being California. So all you have is a matchstick sitting out there, and who knows how that stuff starts. And you have these kind of people out there doing some dangerous things. So get in the midst of all those, and then still pressing forward and having to work and keep the kids connected and stay with them and mentally and keep them on point, checking in, that kind of thing, and making sure they're safe and mentally safe being out there for 3,000 miles away.
Right.
It never ends.
Yes. Can we pull up Crystal's comment right there? And she talked about how schools close virtually and in person. Is that Placentia where you're at in there? The kids are, I'm sure the kids are happy, Crystal. So I'm here in Southern California. So in the area that Steve is talking about, in the Irvine area, it's kind of would you say kind of the midway point between Los Angeles and San Diego along the coast right there. And there's lots of hills, but here lately we've had about 4 different fires in this area. Plus where I live, I'm at the foot of the mountains and I'm in the highest wind area. So they will cut our electricity off so we don't have electrical fires as well. So in the midst of that, we're still dealing with the pandemic. And then I'm right there on the freeway. So when I was coming home yesterday, there were about 10 18-wheelers the wind had blown over.
Wow.
Yes, we get that. That's how strong the winds get.
That's called Santa Ana's. Yeah, when you have the Santa Ana winds going, it's a joke. And this is Santa Ana season and also fire season.
Yes. Yes. So, in that, there's so much anxiety and pressure that the world is going through.
Exactly.
And we want to talk about the political pressure of, we just rushed in and again, this show is not political in any means, but however, we cannot ignore the fact that we dealt with swearing in a new Supreme Court justice. We're dealing with voting and even the backlog of people voting, standing out there, and they are not able to, in a lot of cases, practice effective social distancing.
Correct.
In that. And so, Portia, what has been the climate that you've been feeling here lately, and what has your family kind of been dealing with?
I wanted to say this just because I thought it fit, and this is nothing political, but just to talk a little bit about what's going on around us, right?
Yeah.
So it was great because John actually got to vote on the Sunday, and it's like 15 minutes. So I'm voting when we go back. But on our way up here, so we had been to the mountains before, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. Well, I want to say like 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago before the current climate. And on our way up here this time, there was a different sense that John and I had, right? The kids don't really understand and don't really know, but you see all the signs, you see all of the flags and, and so you kind of have this awareness now, right? So in the midst of us just trying to get away, as adults, it's like, okay, let's get our minds right. Because we have to go through this part of Georgia that is, let's just say, very close to like KKK, those type of things, right? So where you almost don't feel safe, you're like, I'm not driving at night. That's what I'm not doing.
Right.
But so I think just trying to make sure for us that we know some of the concerns, and when it's right for the kids to know the concerns, we let them know. But it wasn't right for them to know. He and I kind of just talked about it, but there's a lot going on. I wanted to mention that also. I think what has happened is because we are out and about, and yes, we're wearing masks, is that we've kind of forgotten a little bit about those healthcare workers in the hospitals and the things that are going on in the hospitals. And even if we have people in hospitals that don't have COVID, those family members are still oftentimes not able to see them and not able to do that. So I just want to make sure that we continue to keep that in the forefront as we talk about all of this, as we talk about the healthcare workers that are not home with their children because they have to be there, and the hospitals that are still a lot of them at capacity and just trying to take care of everyone. So, for me, I just try to find the peace where I can and the gratitude where I can and protect my kids from the things that I can, right? And have those conversations appropriately.
Yes.
That's good.
Isn't it? And I love this, what Sadie would say, the fact that we are still have sundown town in 2020, and it's just being wise in what we're doing. And I think that's more what we're trying to even promote here, Thomas, is using wisdom about your mental health, using wisdom about when you say, I'm not okay, and that's okay. Using wisdom when you're feeling stressed out, using wisdom about your children, using wisdom about where you're at and during this political climate, what is safe and what may not be safe, or appears to be safe during all that.
Right. And just to add on, what I've been sharing all week is we got to know when to do what we call mental breaks, right?
That's it.
Yesterday was a complete mess. We know what it was on the news. It was all on CNN. But if we know that we can't handle that, it's okay to turn the TV off or to find something else to do. Read a book, take a walk, work out, stand in the line and vote in Maryland and in DC. Do what you have to do to get outside of what you are not comfortable with facing every day. So that is very key, Marty. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, I think we see comment. Thank you there. Says not only healthcare workers, but also teachers. As I know a couple of people teaching remotely, it has been stressful for them too. Brian, you're absolutely right. Come on.
Yes.
The teacher there, Steve, whose wife is a teacher. How has it been for you, Steve? What have you even noticed about maybe Michelle during this time, and even yourself, what you do as well?
Well, for me, I'm not really that affected by it because I've been working from home since my kids were 4th grade. So for me, it's now there's more people around the house during the work hours.
You're like, wait a minute.
Exactly, invading. So
yes.
But for teachers, I definitely see firsthand how difficult it is. Not because you become a traffic cop. You become almost like a dictator to teach the kids. And then I'm not sure how other schools do it, but I know for Michelle and the school she works for, St. John Bosco, they got to have cameras on, so they want to see the faces of the kids. They don't want the kids laying in bed in the dark and claiming to be logged on and not really participating. So she's actually very active, and I hear her all the time because she's in the other room adjacent to my office.
Right.
Where he's like, okay, turn your cameras on. I need to see you. Where are you? and you figure just doing the police cop thing, you have to definitely keep that going. And then, but making sure they're interacting. And then also we're fortunate enough because it's a spiritually led school to where she starts a day off with a prayer and get the kids in the right frame of mind and ask for prayer requests and kind of connect with the kids on that level. And then you can tell in the beginning part of her day where she's asking them how things are going at home, how things reaching out to show them that they're not just students and the teacher actually cares. And that segues back to at the end of the year when I meet some of these kids, I'm very still active at the school. And, they're all, Mr. Duff, we love Mr. Dolphin, we love him so much, and it's a great feeling I'm sure for her, speaking for her, to have these kids like seniors. And matter of fact, there's one of the kids, Wyatt Davis, who plays for Ohio State, one of the top #1 football colleges, and he did an ESPN conference once, and he shot her out from high school. So that shows that if a teacher cares, pick up on that.
Right.
That's right.
And thank God she's been teaching for I think 15, 16 years, and she still has a passion for it. She has a passion for the boys, and teaching boys is totally different than teaching girls.
Yes, right. It is.
So, and understanding that. And simple things like boys' attention span is different. And they found that if you have a high level desk, not a regular desk you sit at, where you can sit on like bar stool height desk, boys learn better.
Right.
They stand up without disrupting the class, without and noticing and being aware of that is something that's significant.
Wow.
Your face is like mine, Portia. So we're like, wait a minute, having bar stool level seats can change. At the desk can change the outlook for boys. Wow, that's a great study.
It is.
And maybe if you have a bar stool or those countertops at home for the young men, maybe you have them do their learning there.
Right. Let me go get my bar stool right quick.
Right.
Boys fidget more. Since they fidget more, they can actually stand up and not disrupt the class. Girls, she said when she was teaching girls can sit still and kind of focus and narrow in on what's going on. When the boys come around, it's a whole different world. But instead of being angry about that, you accommodate the situation. You find a solution that everyone can learn from. And which was amazing. I mean, and fortunate for her, she teaches chemistry and anatomy, physiology, and intro medical ethics. So at the high school, so she being in a lab environment, she already had those lab table heights. So the boys are sitting.
But that's about it.
Right. Right.
I can teach debate, but that's about it.
Right. That's
and that's one of the things that's when you have that now. Let's flip the script. The kids are at home now.
Yeah. See,
I like sitting on their beds.
what she was saying here, I'm going to try that with for my son. I like that.
Right.
Yeah, I would love to hear how that works for your son. Go back up, Daryl, if you can, to a comment that she had made earlier about talk about that the distance learning is tough. I'm pretty much a teacher's aide, and it's my daughter's first year in school while she's learning Spanish. God bless you. No hablo español muy poquito. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Sí.
Se llama Portia, right?
Right. During all this, yes. Portia, I love what you say, and what I want to kind of turn it, you always ask on your show, and when are we saying, I teach better standing up? Yes, I imagine so, Doctor. That's Dr. Sanders out of the ATL.
Come on, Dr. Sanders.
He'd be a great person to have on the show, Portia. Definitely.
Absolutely.
You always remind us on your show something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
And I think during this pandemic, I was reading Dante had posted today that we have been more blessed and we have more things to be grateful for than we actually do to complain about.
Marty, get out of my head, because that was what I was going to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Y'all been working too closely together for so long now, huh?
I know, it's gotten to be scary. And Portia, I love that segment of your show. You start off with your hello. So Portia, can you start off how you would do your show and you're grateful for, so we can just get a feel for that on the Mental Health Matters with Marty? Let's do a zoom in on Miss Portia.
All right. Hello, darling. So how are you guys? One of the things that I love to do is I love to say what we are grateful for. And so I always ask my guest or anyone that's on the show, what are you grateful for?
Yes.
So I guess I'll go. You know, one of the things that we came here for was, so oftentimes we're coming to find answers. Let me get quiet so I can find answers. Let me get some rest so I can come and find answers. And for us, we wanted to take a step back and have kind of these gratitude days, right? These days where we got together to say, we are so grateful for each other. We're so grateful for just being able to breathe and being able to have the opportunity to come out and be together. And the fact that we love each other, right? We like each other. So like going away, we really love each other and we really like each other. And so for me, I am just grateful for the opportunities to take those moments and really sit back and really look at what all we have to be grateful for, because gratitude changes the lens by which we see our situations.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Gratitude changes the lens in which we see our situations. I love that. I love it. COVID wins. We got to thank God for the good in spite of the bad. Yes.
I love it.
Now put in there what you are grateful for. What are you grateful for in that? Steve, let's go to Steve. What are you grateful for, Steve?
I'm grateful for, of course, my family and having a true and real relationship with my kids.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
You know, and to the point where we can talk about anything, because I fought hard with them growing up to be not a friend. I don't need any more friends. I got 3 great ones.
Thank you.
So I fought really hard, though, to give them an environment to feel comfortable enough that they can share anything with me without worrying about any repercussions. No subject matter that's that's off the table. We can talk about anything, and I'm super grateful for the fact that we joke hard. We actually crack on each other. You know, we all bag. We all just. I'm from Brooklyn, man. The bagging is in us. You just have to keep. So we actually we laugh a lot, and I'm super grateful that we have a family unit that understands each other, loves each other unconditionally, and know that we all will do anything for each other.
That is so awesome.
It doesn't matter, no matter what it is. You can call.
Thomas, isn't that awesome?
I'm just sitting here listening, like 2 different perspectives, but the same thing.
Yeah.
Gratitude on one end and connection on the other, and they are both intertwining.
Yes.
Awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys got to do a part 3.
Oh, listen. Listen, they said they're doing part 3. They're gonna charge us. Thomas, what are you grateful for, my brother?
You know me way too well.
Right. Honestly, if I could just say what I'm grateful for, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be one of many to just continue to inspire our people that there is hope. And in gratitude, in being grateful, I'm also honored to show grace. I think during this time, we have to be graceful because things are not where they should be. They're not where we want them to be. March 15th changed our world.
Yes.
But we still got to keep being graceful and understanding to accept people where they are. And I think for me, I've been afforded the opportunity to be able to take what I expect down a little bit more because everyone is going through different things. We are home all the time, right? We are in our houses, as the young lady said earlier. I'm teaching my child Spanish, so like our work day is no longer a work day.
Right.
So we have to be graceful and thankful to our parents who are sitting in the classrooms. Thankful to everybody. Thankful to Steve's wife that says a prayer, because God knows we all need some prayer these times. So I'm just honored and just privileged to be able to show grace in all aspects of my life.
So good.
Preaching is your middle name, Thomas. That's what Brian said. Preaching is your middle name. You're preaching, brother.
Hey, Brian.
Yes. Can we put up what Valerie said next there too? Also, Valerie says that I'm grateful for life, health, and strength, and a wonderful, fun, loving husband. Valerie, you better go. That's right.
Shout out to men. Shout out to the men.
Her husband is really amazing. He is incredible. They are just an incredible couple.
Awesome.
Yes. And Brian put up here as well that he's also grateful for family and friends, and grateful that I am healthy and safe. And I want to kind of, if we'll piggyback just what Brian said, definitely grateful for that, because y'all, being a COVID survivor and having my mother, my son, my business partner, my brother, all of us having it and had caught it, and that we all recovered from it and having life, I value life even more, and seeing that I could have been a part of that 220,000+ that could have lost my life as a result of it. I'm grateful that God has allowed us to be here, that we are here to share with you and to be an encouragement to others. And that's what we're here for. If nothing else, if I can help change one life, then our living has not been in vain. And I'm grateful for this platform and the many, many, many friends that I have met as a result of COVID that I probably would have never met had this not brought us all together.
Exactly.
So, Portia, thank you for having us to remind us what we're grateful for. And Sam says this: I'm grateful for this platform for African Americans to learn the importance of mental health, and that it's okay to seek help, especially African American men. So often, we as African Americans were taught to suppress our feelings and our problems. Dr. Sam, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. And so
that
we're
being said, jump in here real quick.
Please.
Everyone should be sharing this YouTube page on all social media platforms.
Thank you.
Yes.
You better come on. Yes.
This is how we support each other. This is how we rejuvenate the whole Black Wall Street.
Yes.
That's so good.
And get this information out on all in everyone's eyeballs.
Yes.
Just to hoard it for ourselves is selfish.
Right.
Get it out there.
Right.
Steve, I think a lot of people don't know what you really do for a living and how. That's why we've been on here 2 weeks. We don't know what you do.
I don't even know.
I know what you do, but share with us, even in this time frame, how what the importance of what you do and how you can even be assistant to them.
Hold on, Marty. Steve, hold on. Marty, stop taking my questions. I was going there, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm a actual network engineer. I'm a guy that what I used to call myself a propeller head, a geek.
Yes.
And what I do is I work for a giant company named Eaton, and which actually have a pretty big footprint in Georgia, in Atlanta, actually, in Peachtree.
Yes.
And what I do is I work from home. As long as there's internet connection, I can do what I do. I make our companies all communicate together via the internet. Some of us, I'm basically a Cisco guy. I do Cisco switching and routing. And my roles are changing a little bit to where I manage acquisitions, I manage divestitures, which is peeling away, breaking away pieces of the company through sale and that kind of thing. So that's basically what I do. I'm an IT guy. So I'm online all the time for work and, help optimize migrations and do a lot of optimized bandwidth speeds, that kind of thing, and deploying new equipment and gear globally. I'm working on a couple projects right now in Brazil, Mexico, Dominican Republic, all over the world. So on occasion, I get to go visit these places to deploy new infrastructure. So those are fun gigs. So
that's so good.
I'm self-taught.
Okay.
So I'm the guy that breaks something, figure out how to fix it. Never being, my whole career was built on not being the smartest guy in the room. So, I always find someone who's doing something I like and I may want to learn, and then I jump in their back pocket and say, hey, teach me. And I shut my mouth. When I ask the question, I let them answer, and I go implement. And that's one thing that I've gotten great at, and not great, but good at. And, if I have, so if you're willing to share the information with me, why would I second guess you?
Right.
Smarter than me, why would I second guess you?
Right.
I think as a male, we're taught and brought up to always be that number one, to be the machismo, the man. Don't ask questions, And I got to give credit to my dad on that one. He was a guy that took us on little adventures in Brooklyn and said, hey, you want to learn how to get somewhere? Go ask that stranger. And he would tell us to go ask a stranger. Right. And we were toddlers. We were kids. It's crazy. But today, it's a different culture than it was back in the day. Right? I won't see myself sending my kids out to do that, but I segue that to my boys when they were younger to say, when you see a person looking straight in the eye, stick your hands out and say hello.
Right.
That's good. It doesn't
hurt to say, it's not, you shouldn't be afraid to say, introduce yourself.
Right. Yes.
And learn how those communication skills. So, and I think a lot of kids are lacking in that aspect because they're so running behind mommy and daddy, and because I think we don't really push them out there enough in a safe environment to go introduce themselves, to communicate, instead of being in front of, the magic, all the time, doing this all the time, and, not verbalizing what they're really feeling.
That's good.
Hey, Steve, can I just say this?
What's up?
You need to be in the helping professional field, sir. Let me tell you.
My John Maxwell on.
Let me tell you. I would have never thought that you would be in the profession that you stated. Never would I had imagined it. Because you have a wealth of knowledge, and you are able to identify things that many people are scared to share. So thank you for that. I never would have thought.
It's true. I wouldn't have thought. I would have thought that a little bit, but not really, because you don't have really the archetype. Because I worked with tons of engineers over my career and stuff like that. Software engineers, network engineers, and the archetype. But because you are more outgoing. But it is funny that I actually have come across a lot of people who are self-taught, and they seem to be the ones that usually are able to scale and usually are able to go further. Like there was some statistics done about geniuses, and they were saying that when you look, no, that you're not a genius. Listen, this is a good one.
I was thinking the same thing.
A lot of geniuses they almost reach their pinnacle at a certain point, but people like self-taught, like you said, they usually go further because almost as if at a genius, it's like I'm always ahead, but you have to kind of grind, like you think outside of the box, so you're more creative and you come up with all these things. So so I love that.
A lot to say about the grind,
Yes,
right.
Yes.
There was a comment earlier from Miss White that said that she was thankful for my health, My husband being so understanding and patient during this quarantine. It ain't been easy at all. Trust me, we all understand, sweetheart. I am grateful for friends that I have made during COVID and for my children for being so forgiving. And the word that I love in here that says forgiveness, forgive things. We got to let things go.
That's good.
Thank you so much for sharing that. John Hunter Guest. He said, I'm grateful for my business that is also my passion. And it has provided more than it has ever in this upside down year. And he's also grateful to continue to give back to our community that has given us so much. Thank you both for sharing that. And that's what it's all about. Like, I'm thankful. Honestly, if I could be honest, I'm thankful for COVID in a sense. And watch this. Watch this. COVID has forced us to do what? Slow down.
Yes.
Pay attention to our homes. Pay attention to our loved ones. Pay attention to ourselves. It may not have been the way that we wanted it to be, but COVID has forced us to stop the action a little bit. So even in every test, there is a testimony that we need to come out of it. So Portia, thank you for starting out what you're grateful for, because you don't led us into a whole church segment tonight. So thank you.
You know what, too? I want to piggyback on that a little bit. It actually forced us to reach out to people.
Connect. Yes.
Connect. As for, like you say, for friendships and that kind of thing. And this actually, it made me, as an adult, closer to my family and siblings back east. You tend to not really reach out as much as you can because you're so busy living life that now we have group texts going all day long. And just reaching out, just making sure everyone is healthy and fine and happy as they can, as they can be in this situation, and still giving opportunities for our family members to, reach out and connect and just say, hey, what's going on? And just, I'm having a bad day today. They just want nothing serious. They just want to just crack a joke or something. There's something alleviate some of that pressure.
I love that.
Steve, if you're on a group text with your family, I know you're on a group text with me, Brent, and Vin. And so I know all the group text. How many group texts are you really working?
You gotta multitask.
Hello.
But you're absolutely right, because it has created some new senses of connections, and that we have to learn ways of
adapting.
Yes, adapting and providing ways. I miss me, Steve, Brent. Dad jokes always help. You ain't never lied. Myself, Steve, Brent, and Vindon, we have a monthly just guys go out to dinner every month. We have not had it since February or something.
February. And my house was the last one.
Yeah, your house was the last one. With that, but that was just our bonding time that we had, and I can't wait till we can get back to that. But in the midst of all that, we had to find new ways of communicating and making sure that our bond, because things get stressful. I'm like, hey, Steve, what up? I need to talk, or those type of things. And we encourage people during this time. Don't suffer in silence, y'all. Reach out. Let someone know you're not doing well. It's okay. It's okay.
It is. Marty, I wanted to say something really quickly, because I know we've been, we talked about gratitude. I wanted to say something that happened today, really. And Stephen mentioned it. And I think when we have that connection, like for me, in our family, we've tried to build this closeness, but for a long time, I was not very vulnerable with my kids in a way where I wanted to make sure that I was always strong, and they saw this strong Black woman. And for me, that communicated that you don't necessarily cry in front of them, and you don't, they can see you cry at church, that's fine. But outside of that, I wanted them to see this. And what I'm learning is that in my vulnerability, it's making me stronger and even a better mom, a better wife, and a better person. And today we were kind of doing our devotion, and we had to write out kind of what we were saying. And one of the things that I was telling them was I was like, I don't know if I'm having enough grace with you guys, and being open with them. And I say that because what that does is it opens up our children.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it allows them to be vulnerable with us. And so me and my daughter have always played this game called the honest game, where at that time, if they had something to tell me, even Maddox, they could tell me, not saying that there wouldn't be any consequences, but I wouldn't be like, you know, I had to handle it and be like, okay. That's fine, you know, and then go in and have this talk. But but I think what COVID has done is open that even more.
Yes.
And just the vulnerability. I see my kids coming and articulating how they feel, you know, whereas they're and much more connected. Sometimes they'll say, what's going on? You know, and having that, and I can say that to them, and they're learning even more how to articulate their feelings and to know that actually the strength is in your vulnerability. The strength is in you being able to articulate what is going on and how you're feeling.
And accept what they say and share.
That's good.
Without trying to rephrase what they're saying, let them express themselves freely. Whether it's through a vision board, whether it's through a gratitude journal, whether it's through a share out, just accept us for who we are. We are human. We are people. And so this kind of goes into, because I'm looking at the time.
Yeah, but wait a minute, you're about to move past something that you just dropped some nuggets on some coping skills.
So let me go back then. No problem.
Okay.
No problem. No problem.
You know, I want to say that we first have to Q-tip.
Rest.
Quit taking it personal.
Yes.
Q-tip. Quit taking everything personally.
And understand that it's going to happen. And guess what? Right. Look, man up, woman up. You right.
You know, when you start taking it personal, Q-tip, quit taking it personal. Let me listen.
Because you want them to share the things with you. When they share with you, you flex.
Yes.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You can only do that once or twice, and then they're like,
that's right. Then they shut down.
Absolutely right. I give up.
So I like that gratitude journal board. Talk about the gratitude board and everything.
So the gratitude board is simple. It's just that you can put a picture that you see, because we got to understand that we have different people from all walks of life. Whatever you have in your house, if you want to take a crayon and put it on a piece of paper, I'm thankful for a piece of carrot. Draw a carrot, put it on that board. Right. If you thankful that your lights are on, draw a light bulb, or walk in your kitchen and show a light bulb, point to a lamp.
Hallelujah.
We got to learn how to stop trying to be so deep make things so simple. And just look around you. I'm honestly thankful that my mother is online tonight. I saw her say good evening. She's been sick this week, but she's on here tonight supporting her child. And what does that mean? These are the simple things in life that we got to learn how to show gratitude for. So I am going to journal that, because life is here today and it's gone today. So we got to learn how to take the small things that we have and build upon that. That's how the authentic relationships are formalized, by taking the small things that we have in our lives. Families that are watching us this evening, let's not make this a big deal. Let's not take things personal. Sometimes it's just not about us, right? Sometimes we got to make it be about the person that's saying it. Don't listen to the messenger all the time, but listen to the message.
That's it. That's
so
it.
good.
Many of us miss it because we are listening to who said what, but listen to what they're saying.
Yes. Yeah, we do love Mama Davis. Good to say. You know, and one of the things I do, I did this with couples, and I'm suggesting this even with families. Sometimes couples have a problem with sharing openly. So what I did is a couple of my couples, I had them leave a couples journal where they can leave love notes and make love deposits or what have you in this shared journal that they have together, that they can just leave in a common spot. What if we did that for have a family gratitude journal? Where anyone can leave any type of message or just whatever, thinking about the sun. It was so good to see the sun shining, that my family's safe, and that anyone can pick it up and anyone can read it at any time. So that we're doing that connection. What another way of teaching our children how to express gratitude.
I love that.
Yes. See?
Come on, Martin.
we try. This all Portia, because of Portia and her. What are you grateful for?
Right.
When we got all these minds thinking about that and pushing it together, that's what's great. Thomas, I know you had one question, something else you wanted to present before.
Yes, I just wanted to. Yes, I just wanted to encourage our families as we going into this weekend. We know we don't. Some people don't believe in Halloween. Some call it fall festival. Some call it whatever it is that you celebrate this weekend. Be graceful and show some grace towards our youth. Right? They've been in the house. They probably want to go out and go pick up some candy. Hey,
how are you feeling?
How are you?
I had a relapse with my MS, so
okay. Well,
I'm waiting for my leg to decide it wants to work again. So it's just a little frustrating.
Please take it easy.
I will.
Yes,
I just wanted to show up and say hi at least.
Well, we are grateful that we see you and that you're here.
Grateful.
Yes. So with that, Michelle, what else are you grateful for since we've been doing gratitude tonight?
My family. Definitely my family. Definitely Steve. I feel like he deserves an award with all of the health challenges I have, and he just pivots and does everything. And definitely grateful for all of his friends that he has. Marty, I have to say thankful to you, being his friend for so long. You guys have really supported him through everything. So I'm just grateful for everyone that we have around us.
Yeah. And we're definitely praying for your family because I know that they had to evacuate and all that. But, in times like this, we do remember what's important. See, everyone's a beautiful couple. Yay. Michelle, you're the beautiful one of them.
Yeah, she's beautiful, but I'm gorgeous.
We got to work on Steve. Y'all, when you say your prayers
how many years you know me already?
You know how the light-skinned men, think that nice, right?
Light is right.
Y'all pray his strength in the Lord in these last evil COVID days.
We're gonna make a comeback. We're gonna make a comeback.
We're moving past the comeback.
We've been here for years.
All you Albie Chores had to retire. Okay, it's not even that type of show. Go ahead, Thomas.
I'm so sorry. I can't stop that. To our listening audience this weekend, let's show some grace and gratitude to our youth and our kids. Be safe this weekend. Have something in your homes. Don't let your kids go out with no mask on. If you choose to go out social distant, please wipe down the candy, not with Clorox, but take a wipe and wipe the stuff down. And just understand that, this is a year that we got to make what I call an adjustment. Holidays this year aren't going to be the way that we traditionally celebrate. So to our parents, just continue to be safe, continue to show grace, and most of all, as we've been saying all night, show some gratitude. And that's just all that I just wanted to share because I know we like to have fun. I love this panel. Like, you guys bring up so much energy in us, and we never be on subject. So, Michelle, it is an honor that you are with us this evening.
Yes.
It is a pleasure seeing you, and I will be saying a prayer for you as well.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Portia, are you doing anything special with the kids? Because you have an elementary school age young man. Yes, and
I do. And to be honest, we honestly haven't thought about it, but we do have my daughter, a friend of hers. She has a birthday and they're trying to do some stuff that'll be COVID conscious. And so I think now that you said it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll think about that. Because sometimes I just remind them of how we just spent 4 days away. They got to go in the I'm sorry. Listen, because I know, listen, this is not the polished version. So sometimes Mama Portia be like, oh, yes, let's go get some candy. And, but I literally did not think about it. So I'm glad you said it because now I'm just going to go to the people's Instacart and I'm going to make sure it gets dropped off by, Friday so that they have it for Saturday. So I'll figure out something. But you know what? Hey, I'm a mom and I don't have it all together all the time. And let me tell you, I forget birthdays. I forget this.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And so listen,
Grace.
listen. Exactly. So I think I say that because it is true. Sometimes you can see people on platforms and you feel like, man, they just got it all together. And listen, I forget emails. I forget the boy sometimes supposed to be in a small group. I'm trying. I'm trying, but yeah, I'll figure something out for them. So thank you guys for reminding me.
And I think what we're doing with Tony, even she gets to knock on the bedroom doors or what have you, and we give her a little candy and that type of thing. So
nice.
And she don't need a whole lot of candy anyway.
Right.
The dentist is going to be quite happy, at least I am, with that. And she's going to have healthy little snacks, little chips and little fruit snacks and all that type of thing.
Exactly.
She can take her lunchbox and just trick or treat.
I'm still in that. I'm still in that.
Yes. Listen, we're going to be safe. Listen, y'all don't need all that and keep it pushing. Turn on all the lights. And but as always, well, listen, we want everyone to be safe. Steve, Michelle, again, thank you so much. How can people reach out to you again?
Well, I'm on social media, so you can always hit me up on RastaGT1.
RastaGT
on all platforms.
I'm not really on social media, to be honest.
I know I couldn't find you, Michelle.
That's the best way to reach me.
I mean, email, but I'm not really on social media. It is M Dolphin on social media, so they can find me there, Michelle Dolphin. Okay. But yeah, I'm not a big social media person, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
Okay. But now here's the beautiful thing is at the end of the year, sometimes Steve goes in and does his Rasta and then does some of his music and everything for the school. So, Steve comes in as the hype man. Michelle is the wonderful teacher and he comes behind her and does all the hype. So they're like, hey, we like the Dolphins. So the boys are just like, yeah, they're my parents, whatever.
I love it.
They just regular.
A pretty far cry from an IT guy, huh?
Who would have thought?
Who would have known?
Yes. Steve was featured on about 3 or 4 different singles on Brent Jones with that. I'm So Rich, you on that one. Yeah, I had to think about it. I couldn't remember the song. So check out, we may have to play his song.
Yes, you gotta play. What is it? I'm So Rich?
I'm So Rich.
Yeah. Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
It's on all the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all check out Rasta GT.
Rasta GT.
Yes.
Rasta GT.
Portia, how can we get a hold of you?
So, Marty, I'm super excited because season 6 of the podcast is launching on Thursday.
Nice.
So, this is season 6 of the Wake Up and Show Up podcast with Portia Scott. And so you can get it wherever you listen to podcasts. We are super excited about this season because we are showing and showcasing interviews and stories of people that are impacting real lives, one person at a time. So I'm super excited. Yes, it's on spot. Oh, she talking about the song. Sorry, girl. Listen, I'm always getting.
But you're on Spotify as well.
But I am on Spotify as well. And so, yes, I'm on Spotify. So it is Wake Up and Show Up with Portia Scott. Okay. And we launch on Thursday. You can find me at Facebook as well as IG at I am Portia Scott. I am Portia Scott. So, that's how you can find me.
Portia's a trendsetter. I'm trying to grow up to be like Portia and all that. But yes, we just love her. 6 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, because we break it up into 10s. So So I'm actually super excited, you guys, about this particular episode. So Marty gave, but if you guys ever listen to Wake Up Well or the Wake Up and Show Up live show, we talked about an organization called Caring for Girls that helps girls in South Africa. And so I've had the opportunity to be a North American ambassador. And what it is they provide sanitary hygiene products for girls. So about girls miss about 51 days of school just because of their menstrual cycle. Mm-hmm. This organization goes in and gives them the sanitary napkins, hygiene products, and education that they need. The founder is going to be on there, and it's a guy. And so you would be quite surprised that is a man. Right. he had a conversation, overheard a conversation about his niece. And so he decided to make a difference. So I just want you guys to listen, one, because he really is making an impact. And I'm so proud of the organization.
Yeah. Awesome.
We thank you for that. Thank you, Portia. Definitely.
Thank you, Marty.
Always. Thomas, how can we get a hold of you?
I don't even want to say that because Portia just don't say it all. You can reach me at the following that's listed on the screen on YouTube, which is Limitless Possibilities LLC. Instagram, Limitless Possibilities 4U, the number 4. And the website is www.limitlesspossibilitiesforyou.com. And my Gmail email. You can shoot me an email. Thank you, Daryl.
So we gotta keep you straight and everything. Listen, yes. We can't thank you guys enough. And thank you for always joining us on our special Tuesday edition of Mental Health Matters with Marty. As we deal with COVID, it's more than just a pandemic. But of course, you can always reach me on my social media platforms and definitely my website at www.mentalhealthmarty.com. And we definitely have some amazing merchandise on there. We can't mention it. We have our merchandise on there. You can get your mug, and some other things like that, as well as on our Facebook and Instagram. With that as well. On Facebook, I'm Mental Health Matters with Marty. On YouTube, Martinez Sellers. That's my government name. Yes, we do that as well. And then, of course, we want you to subscribe to Mental Health Matters with Marty podcast on all of your podcasts and social media streaming forums, Spotify, Apple. We definitely encourage all you Apple users, please give us a 5-star rating, leave a review, and you can become an I Matter Mental Health Matters with Marty member by texting I Matter to 31996. Again, I Matter to 31996. As always, in this journey called life, we don't want you to suffer in silence in the shadow of shame, but we always want you to speak up, speak out, and live. Until next week. We ain't doing a whole month. Next week, we love you. Be safe. Be safe out there. And if you have not voted, please vote. Vote, 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 because our lives of our children depend upon it. God bless you. We'll see you next week.